Hey guys, welcome back. This video is going to be about Uncanny Valley. My name's Nagi.
Jitsu 316.
Let's get into this. The Uncanny Valley. It's basically the point in video games where they start to look incredibly realistic, but it's not quite at that level where your brain just kind of says something's off. It's not at the point where it could be almost photorealistic, but when it's in the animations, it's just not quite there at that level where it looks like you're watching a movie. So what do we think? Is having that photorealistic detail in games a good thing?
Personally, I'd rather it not be photorealistic, because in a sense, I feel like I'm not really playing a game as much. Like, I know Final Fantasy is one of like the biggest people in like pushing that,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have like all these crazy modders in Skyrim. I don't really think they'll ever get to the photorealism without having to use actual people. In some sense, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what technology you can do. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
But I prefer it to be almost photorealistic, but with you can still tell it's a video game.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're gonna push graphics, I want it to look crazy good, but I don't want to feel like I'm actually like watching a movie, because it kind of separates the line between movie and video game. You know?
Okay. Yeah. I am not quite sure where I sit on this one. I mean, I think it can work really well with some games, and a good example is Until Dawn. It's kind of your classic cabin college group horror story scenario, but there are a lot of different choices that you can make in the game, and with QTE events and stuff like that make it interesting. Although I'd still say even that game is still in the Uncanny Valley territory. It's still not quite like watching a movie. You can still tell you're playing a game, but it's definitely, the technology is getting there. So I guess things like that, and yeah. So
now we can take this and then take it into the more virtual reality world.
Okay.
With Oculus going on. Yeah, to me, because I mean that's gonna be one of the biggest things in virtual reality, because we have Oculus coming around, and then all the VR stuff happening,
Mm-hmm.
and that's gonna start getting big. And Uncanny Valley is an interesting topic to talk about, because like some people are gonna probably want it be full on, looks like just like any other type of world.
Yeah.
If it was in that, I'd probably still want it to be obvious to an extent that it's still a game.
Yeah.
Just one from a visual aspect, but two, you have a bit of a too realistic world, right at your eyes. Kind of like a lot in Sword Art Online, where they just lay there and they live. I feel like, I'd rather have it be like a game, but if you make it too realistic, and people really get to fulfill some, preferred lifestyles, I feel like a lot of people are going to spend a lot of time living in that world, way more they will in this world, but further than like a addicted MMO RPG type person.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do that when EverQuest first came out, man. People like got divorces over that stuff. People were like never leaving the computer. Some people, they don't go to the bathroom over certain games. They've died just playing.
Yeah.
And you get that with like fully realistic, like your mind controls everything. I feel like, some people more so than not would take that, and just try and live that, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a good thing that we're definitely not there yet. And certainly with the details in virtual reality, we're a long ways off from getting anywhere close to photorealism in virtual reality. But the experience is, from what I hear, really cool.
Yeah.
So, um,
and especially if this starts to happen, the only, you know, like I said, people would be more. Hopefully, these games, when you're talking Oculus Rift type stuff, these games are more active.
yeah.
To kind of promote a little bit more activity, because like some people just like they'll sit just like Sword Art Online, they'll sit there forever, while their body does nothing while they're active in the game.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, and that's what they're doing so far. They're making it where you have to move around because you got to be able to shoot the pistols and got to aim. You got to actually move and dodge.
Motion control controllers and whatnot.
So I feel like it's heading in the right direction when it comes to movement, but I think when it comes to the reality, I'd rather have that virtual look to it at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I guess going back to just regular video games, I think the super realistic games, again, they can have their place in some games, but I think a lot of games and a lot of indie games right now are doing really well with, just going back to 32-bit graphics, 16-bit graphics, doing retro games. There have been so many released in the past year or two, and I mean, there's still places for those games.
Yeah.
So
there's definitely a place for both. I think the one from a developer side, someone knowing the developer, I think one thing that'll probably happen is games will be sold off of graphics. They'll make a crazy looking game, and like that's what they put the money into, and then the gameplay sucks.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's already happened a few times.
But I think that'll happen probably the most with that.
Be like the number one selling point kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's all I got for this one.
That's all we got. This one's a little tough for us.
Yep. Well, this one's been pretty short, but if you liked it, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you have any comments about this topic or any of the previous topics, leave it down below. And we will see you guys in the next video. See ya. If you could choose any animal, what would you be?
Yes. My first thought was, I kind of like it would be a jaguar. Reason being, probably.
Like I said, very similar to Smash Bros. So if you know what Smash Bros. Is all about, then you know what's up with that.